Well, we're just 9 days away from the Pennsylvania state budget deadline, and lawmakers are discussing what to spend money on, but also how much to spend. WENY Pennsylvania Capitol correspondent Kara Jeffers joins us live this evening. Kara, what can you tell us?
Good evening, Renata. In between trying to stay cool this week, I talked to Pennsylvania's Independent Fiscal Office. They gave me some insight on the state's spending and predictions for the future. Pennsylvania is ending the 2023-24 fiscal year with $45.1 billion in revenues, but they spent more than that.
There will be what we call a current year deficit. So when you add up all those numbers, the revenues, the refunds, the spending, things we call lapses, it'll probably come out to about $500 or $600 million deficit.
Making up the difference, Pennsylvania has around $14 billion in its savings account, a surplus. Both Democrats and Republicans are wrestling with what to do with the extra funds.
How is that money best used? How much do we need to save and keep in an account? Should it be returned to taxpayers or should it be invested in education, things such as that?
Governor Josh Shapiro, with Democrat support, proposed a $48.3 billion budget. The IFO estimates state revenues in 2024-25 will be $45.8 billion. Adding on the overspending from last year, Shapiro's plan would be a $3 billion deficit.
I want to make those investments. Even if the legislature were to pass every single investment I proposed, we'd still have an $11 billion surplus.
Republicans say the surplus is better spent on tax cuts.
If the policy decision in this building is that we have too much money in our bank account, then we have to recognize who gave it to us in the first place, and that's the taxpayer.
No matter how the money gets spent, how much money a state keeps in their savings account impacts scores from financial ratings companies.
What they would like to see is enough in a rainy day fund that you could carry you through a moderate recession.
The IFO says that's usually 15% of a state's spending, which comes out to $8 billion for Pennsylvania. Republican tax cuts would also lead to a $1.2 billion decrease in revenue, which would, with last year's deficit, combine to a $1.8 billion deficit for the 2024-25 fiscal year. For more information about the surplus and even future predictions, head to our website to read that. In Harrisburg, I'm Kara Jeffers, WENY News.